The Buccaneers can't find their way to a win. Another loss as they drop to an even 7-7. That race in the South, Atlanta no longer a part of it, but Carolina says, thank you, Dirty Birds. In studio alongside Emery Hunt, the two-time champ Brian McFadden offering his thoughts as well. And I want to start very elementary, I guess. We can get into some of the who, where, and when. An amazing game by Kyle Pitts. Kirk Cousins leads the way once again, but Emery, simply put, how do you win a football game when committing 19 penalties for 125 yards?
You're living right, because what's lost in that is that the Falcons found a way to recover 2 fumbles that subsequently led to 10 points. So, or 9 points because they went for 2 and missed it. So you look at how they were able to overcome that mistake. It kind of overshadowed the 19 penalties, because you're right. There's no way on paper you're supposed to win a football game where you gave up nearly a football field and a half worth of penalties. It's some in crucial situations, even on that last drive. And it's mind-boggling that this team, we said, well, they're going to get 20. Well, they had 20, but a couple were declined. But this was just unreal for the Falcons. And when you have that lack of discipline, it's a big reason why you are 4-9, but this is a situation where they were able to overcome that. Those 2 fumbles that they were able to recover helped them out.
It's a big reason why they're talking about the head coach's job as well. 19 penalties, the most we've seen in a game since 2016. B-Mac, I guess I'll pose it the same way to you here. What was the fatal flaw of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that allowed all of this inefficiency for Atlanta not to ultimately punish them in the end?
Coaching malpractice by Tampa. Coaching malpractice by Tampa. Follow me here. Let me set the stage for you guys. 2 defining moments in this ball game that gave hope for the Atlanta Falcons happened 28-14. Atlanta scored. They scored a touchdown. They went for 2. Number 1, I did not like that decision to go for 2. They went for 2. They did not get it. The score is now 28-20. Because of a penalty on the kickoff, the Buccaneers received the ball at the 40-yard line. You're 2 first downs away from potentially being in field goal range to go up 11 points. But what did they do? They threw the football. Josh Grizzard, who is the OC, that's a moment where you allow the running game to close the game for you. Worst case scenario, you get into field goal range and you go up 2 possessions. But because you were so aggressive with a lead in the 4th quarter, you put the ball in Baker Mayfield's hand. He tried to make something happen, threw an interception to offer. That gave Atlanta hope. Went down, scored again, went for 2, didn't get it. Now, when you talk about Tampa defensively on the football field, when Hassan Redick made that sack, you had an opportunity to either accept the penalty or decline the penalty. For whatever reason, Todd Bowles accepted the penalty. Instead of it being 3rd and 18, it's 2nd and 28. You want them to get the 4th down sooner. You don't want to give them more downs to convert the first down. That doesn't make any sense. Make them earn it from 3rd and 18. Because if you look at what happened, 2nd and 28, and incompletion. That would have been 4th down. But you gave them 2 opportunities to get 28 plus yards. And that's what they did. That moment for me, I'm watching the game, guys, and I'm going crazy. Because now I'm in the mind frame of a player. No, we just got a sack. Keep them at 3rd and 18, coach. All we got to do is get 2 stops. We got to get 2 stops. It didn't make any sense. But because he declined the play, if you're Atlanta, you like that, because now we got more downs to convert the first down, in which they did. This is a game Tampa should not have lost at all. But because of those 2 defining moments for me, man, this is why their fans are booing right now.
Yeah, it's a tough one to swallow for the fans and for the team. Mac matching the energy that we saw, and the question posed by Mike Evans clearly on the sideline, what are we doing, was sort of his question down the stretch here. And it's something that we could pick apart in many of these sliding door moments in the midst of this game. The ultimate result of it is a season that's now up for grabs when you look at the grand scheme of the South. Now a 59% chance to make the playoffs. We know it's only through a 1 division. They do have those 2 matchups still with Carolina. Would have been an 82% chance to make the playoffs with a victory here on Thursday night. Instead, the Panthers will sleep on the lead in the division until Sunday at 7-6, coming off the bye, well rested off that win against LA. back to the here and now, fellas, because we're looking at a Tampa Bay offense that went for 338 yards, didn't necessarily blow your hair back. The question pregame was, how would they use Mike Evans? Decoy, red zone. Well, how's 12 for 132? It felt like production, Emery, but no rhythm. What did you see offensively from Tampa?
It felt like Tampa was pressing every time they had the football. Like they were trying to win the division on every play. Every pass, they were trying to punch their ticket to the postseason when they didn't allow the game to naturally flow to them. You talk about all the targets that we saw from Mike Evans. We saw the same thing for Emeka Egbuka, and we didn't really see Bucky Irvin get involved in a natural game script type of a way, which now when you need to be Max Point, when you have to go and lean on the run game to close out the ball game, you don't have the rhythm to do so. And they had some issues up front trying to protect Baker Mayfield, especially on the interior. They were getting blown back by the Atlanta Falcons defensive interior. Dorless had himself a really good day applying pressure. So not only could you not protect Baker Mayfield, he got hit often. And on one of those passes when they had the football under 2.5 minutes trying to close out the game, they threw the pass at Emeka Egbuka. Baker had a clean pocket, but because he was hit so much, he sort of got rattled a little bit and threw it late and behind Emeka Egbuka, which stopped the clock, which allowed them to go ahead and Atlanta get the ball again. So when you don't have the protection, you wasn't in a running back, or the running back wasn't getting into a groove, didn't have real flow, everything was out of sync. I felt like they were pressing, and we saw that manifest itself in how they lost this game offensively.
Now 1-5 in their last 6, and your last 2 losses have come against Tyler Shuck and the New Orleans Saints, Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. You could frame it that way, but this is an Atlanta Falcons team, Mac, that still has plenty of talent on it, and they showed it here tonight. Probably the best we've ever seen out of Kyle Pitts. He finishes his day 11 for 166, 3 touchdowns, and a massive one late in this game. It felt like the most engaged we've seen Kyle Pitts, and that's something that's happened over time throughout this season. What'd you make of that individual performance?
Well, you know, during the pregame show when we went over our prop segment, the Kyle Pitts prop was my favorite one associated with the Falcons pass catcher because of what he's done leading up to tonight's ball game. The chemistry with Kyle Pitts and Kirk Cousins has really taken his game to a whole nother level. He's looking like Kyle Pitts of his rookie season. I mean, we always knew he had talent, but for whatever reason, because of injuries and just a lack of rhythm, we haven't really seen that talent surface in a consistent way. But over the last few weeks, man, he's been one of the hotter tight ends in the National Football League. And in a game where they needed him to be at his best without Drake London, he put forth his best effort. I mean, this was his first receiving yard game since 2021. That's how long it's been. You know, 3 touchdowns. He was phenomenal. And the thing is, we heard during the halftime presser coming out of halftime, we heard Todd Bowles said, it's probably time to double him in man-to-man situations. Well, I didn't see any doubles on Kyle Pitts, especially during the last 2 offensive drives for the Atlanta Falcons. One man was beating you in the passing game. One man, and he beat you for 4 quarters. So Kyle Pitts, Kirk Cousins, Kirk threw for 373 and 3 touchdowns.
He loves the matchup. He loves the Bucks, man.
I mean, this is what Tampa, what are we doing? We just saw Tyler Shuck have a great day against you last week at home. Then Kirk Cousins came in and did the same thing plus more. Like Tampa, they got a whole lot of problems going on, which is, for me, defensively, when your defense is kind of straddling the fence trying to get stops, offensively, you got to slow it down. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm just venting because when I see bad football, man, it's hard for me not to talk about it. They control the game in the second half. Tampa did. They controlled the game in the second half. You know, they outrushed Atlanta by 1 rush. Tampa had 22, Atlanta had 21. In the second half, who was fighting from behind until the very last offensive play? The Falcons. Right? Make it make sense. Make it make sense to me.
I will say this, it's fascinating. The Falcons really was getting what they wanted against Tampa Bay. A lot of the Falcons' big plays in the first half was taken away by penalties. They had a lot of chunk plays against this Bucs defense, and this was a defense that had the ability to get pressure, but that Falcons offensive line, I thought, whipped Tampa up front consistently.
Yes.
You saw